Hello everyone, it's Eleanor here once again, and it's another exciting series. We're talking about something very profound and interesting, which is mindset. Now, if you've ever faced a difficulty before, or if you've ever wondered why some people, despite the fact that they are going through a tough time, they keep enduring, they have this level of resilience that things will get better if I keep working hard, if I keep working on myself. They don't get discouraged, they keep moving. And you're asking yourself, what exactly is the force behind these people? What is that thing that makes these people different? What makes difference between successful people and people that are not successful? What makes a difference between someone that says that mathematics is too difficult for me and someone that says no matter how difficult it is, I'm going to try my best? I wrote here that mindset is a set of beliefs that shape how we interpret setbacks, how we take on challenges, and how we ultimately achieve our goals. Particular psychologist Carol identified that there are two core mindsets that affect individuals that determine their results at the end of the day. He talked about the fixed mindset and the growth mindset. Those are the two mindsets that determine who is going to emerge the winner in the race of life. We can all start, but can everybody finish? It determines your relationship. It determines how you interact with people. It determines your attitude to your work. It determines your attitude to life. In fact, mindset determines practically every area of your life. From your dressing to the way you compose yourself, to the way you see yourself, everything starts from the mind. The mental lens through which you see everything, your perception. Now let's get right into these two mindsets that I just introduced you guys to. Now let's get right into mindset at its core. In psychology, mindset refers to collection of beliefs, attitude that we hold about our abilities, our talents, and our potential. It determines how we interpret the experiences in our lives, how we see ourselves. We see so many students that they tell themselves that I'm not good at mathematics. And then at the end of the day, they don't do well. And we see students that say, yes, I might not really be good at mathematics, but I will keep on working on it because I know eventually if I work hard, I will be good at it. And then we see such students emerge as the best. These beliefs are like silent scripts. They run in the background of everything we do. They influence how we react to challenges, how we react to issues, how we manage conflicts, determine how much we are resilient, especially when we face opposition in life. It determines how much effort we are willing to invest in that weakness that we have. Instead of seeing life as a very difficult puzzle, people with a very good mindset, they see life as a challenge, but at the same time they believe that they have been created to solve such challenges. It is what runs in the background of every single decision you will ever make in your life, and you are still making. Even your choice of spouse, your choice of course, your choice of friends. Everyone, let's get right into the first type of mindset, which is the fixed mindset. Who operate under this fixed mindset? They believe that talents, abilities, and gifts, they are inborn. Believe that it doesn't matter how much effort you put in something, as long as you are not talented in it, then you can't be good at it. People with fixed mindset, they tend to avoid tasks that will show their weakness instead of working on it. They have this avoidance nature. They give up easily, especially when they are going through a tough time. I always tell people, the fact that you're going through a challenge, the fact that the project you're working on is so difficult, it doesn't mean that it is not God that led you to it. It doesn't mean you're not passionate about it. Life is created to test every limit of who we are. The thing is that people with fixed mindsets, they view effort as pointless, because even if you have to work hard, you are not talented. These people will tell you that for the fact that you are reading almost 15 hours, it's obvious that you're not talented at reading. If you see all these athletes, some people will say the fact that this particular footballer is training so hard, is doing his best, it's obvious that he's not talented, he's not born with it. Those kind of people, they don't believe that effort matters. They believe that even if you work hard at something, if you are not talented at it, there is no point. So spirituality, these people believe that praying, fasting is left to pastors. God has called them. We that we are not called for the pulpit. We are not made for it. Even if we make efforts, doesn't mean we hear God like them. Who such a student might say, I'm not good at maths because my mom is not good at it. So what's the point? I remember years back when I was having issues with mathematics. I was in primary school and my mom was like, this girl has to be good in maths because I'm not really good at it. So my mom didn't want me to resemble her. And then what did she do? She had to combine the forces of prayer and works together. She kept praying for me. She kept interceding for me while hiring a lesson teacher. And that was how my brain picked up. And then today I bless God. I'm a very good mathematician. Even though I didn't study maths in school, but I'm very good at it. And I thank God for that grace. But it's because my mom believed that through effort, through consistency, even if inborn, it's not something that I inherited from my parents, yet through hard work, working together with my teacher as a team, those were the things that shaped me as a person. Now, people with fixed mindset, when it comes to relationship, they feel like because there's conflict, then it's not good. You feel like, okay, because this person has relational issues, he doesn't really know how to connect with people, then it's not the one for me. When they encounter issues with their partner, instead of them to solve it, they feel like, no, I just have to opt out. These people have avoidant tendencies. Instead of them to solve issues, they prefer to avoid it. They prefer to run away from it. Question is this: when you get married, is that how you're going to be running away from your partner? Instead of facing it head on, you guys sitting together to walk through it. Running away doesn't solve anything. In the workplace, we see people that they shy away from challenging projects. Anytime the boss say, who is going to take on this project, you say, please, I'm not qualified. I can't do this. Because you have this mindset that you can't do this. But if you be like, sir, I can try my best. And then you put in effort. Even if you fail, at least you made an effort. That is having a growth mindset, which I'm still going to get to. But I'm setting a basis for you so that you can understand what it means to have a fixed mindset. The pursuit of our dreams. I remember years back, I was telling myself that I wanted to challenge myself when it comes to languages. And I started learning Chinese, even though there was nobody to speak it to. I learned it for a while. And even though all the strokes and everything, it was so difficult for me, I told myself I must challenge myself to learn this language. Now, the point is that eventually I didn't really learn much about the language because I stopped halfway. But I was so determined. I told myself I need to challenge myself. I need to do something that I feel like is impossible. That was what made me take on that project. It's not like it was really important to me as at that time. But I wanted to see how far I can go. I wanted to see if I had a growth mindset, and I did. But eventually, because of the priorities of my life and everything, I had to drop the language and I didn't go further than that. And there was nobody to speak it to. But I'm just giving you guys an example. But for someone that has a growth mindset, which is what I'm getting into, this person believes that even if I don't have the natural talent, I can do it. I remember when I started making hair, when I started sewing clothes, all these things were not in our family. I mean, we're a family of scholars. We mostly read, we impact people. We are not made for business or all these things. But I told myself, even if it is not inborn, I will work hard, I will learn. And to God be the glory, at least I'm trying my best in that area. People with growth mindset, they believe that abilities can be developed through dedication, strategy, learning from mistakes, learning from others, reading for people. Their dialogue shifts from I can't do it to I can learn it. I can't make it to I can try. Mistakes and bad experiences are a stepping stone for me to learn. People with this outlook, they embrace challenges. When you tell them, maybe you're in choir, you tell them, come and sing this song, they won't say, I don't have the voice. They tell them, I can do it. So let me try. And even if they make mistakes, they still tell themselves that I can still do it. At least I made an effort. These people see effort as a necessary ingredient to success. There is nothing in this life that can succeed without effort, without consistency, without resilience. That is what it means to have a growth mindset. If you're someone that your spoken English is not on point, go and work on it. People with growth mindset, once they notice a weakness in their life, they quickly pick up and work on it. I remember years ago, I was having issues with anger. And I told myself, I said, Eleanor, you can't continue like this. And with years of consistency working on myself, I find myself being someone that doesn't get angry anymore. A lot of people find it strange when I tell them, I'm not angry. That's just me. I learned how to resolve conflicts. In academics, a student with a growth mindset will say, even if I feel like in terms of my brain, it's as if this course is not, I just don't understand the way it works. But yet I will keep learning until I'm better at it. They don't tell themselves that this exam is too hard, this course is too difficult. No, they come with the mindset of, regardless of how difficult it is, I will take it on as a challenge. In their career, these people with growth mindset, they are determined to be the best, not because they are trying to compete with anybody, but because they want to work on themselves, because they want to be the best version of themselves. In relationships, they don't see disagreement as a sign that it's not good. They see disagreement as an opportunity to learn from each other. They see it as an opportunity to grow from each other. As couples, you will always be different. You come from different backgrounds. There's no how you're not going to have issues. You guys have different ideologies about life. So if both of you have a growth mindset, you'll be able to adjust to one another. But if one person is so fixed and is so rigid that, yes, it's what I know, I'm the only one that knows this, then how is that relationship going to move forward? Which is why the Bible says that how can two work together except they agree? Agreement is very important in every journey you take as a couple. One person cannot have a fixed mindset while another person has a growth mindset, and you guys are expecting that you're going to have a successful marriage or a successful relationship. It doesn't work that way. Everything in life that is successful requires effort. So now the question is this: how do you shift from a fixed mindset to a growth mindset? Your friend has been telling you that you're having issues with your mouth. You speak to people anyhow, and you're not taking it serious. That's the way we speak in our family. No, that is an excuse. You have a fixed mindset. Gently comes to meet you, my dear. I feel like your spoken English, you need to work on it. Please, I don't have head for book. Or I'm not an academic person. Please, it's not who book help. Instead of you saying, okay, thank you for pointing that out to me, I'll work on it. This kind of people, when you point out their weakness to them, they will tell you, please, people should not stress me. I'm not made for it. There's nothing like that. But people with growth mindset will take it as an opportunity, as an encouragement. Thank you so much for correcting me. I will work on it. That is what people with growth mindsets, that is how they think. They see every challenge. They see every time you point at their mistakes, they see it as an opportunity to be a better person. So the question is how can you shift your mindset? If you notice that with all these points I've made, you have a fixed mindset, how can you shift? The first thing is recognize that you have a fixed mindset and reframe your thoughts. Once you face a challenge and you are telling yourself this thing is too hard, change it to I can try. It's not hard. I can solve this. Okay, how can I go about this? Another thing is embrace challenges as an opportunity to learn. Always see challenges as an opportunity to learn. Believe me, every single tears, every single days of crying, weeping that I have gone through in my life, God has used every single one of them as a stepping stone for me to learn. I learned the hard way. And many of the people that we see out there that put books online, try to let you know from their experience, is because they don't want you to learn the hard way. They want you to learn from their experience. A lot of people tell me, it's good to have experience. It's good to have experience and learn from your mistakes. Yes. From this person's point of view, you have actually seen life from their perspective and you'll be able to minimize it. Another thing is that people with growth mindset, and another thing when you want to shift your mindset is that you focus on the process, not just on the outcome. There are several things that I started as a project that didn't really end the way I wanted. I remember when I started sewing clothes, I would cut the clothes, I would have this joy in my heart, I want to sew clothes, and then eventually I would sew nonsense. But then in the process, I was able to learn. I didn't see myself less or see myself as a failure. I saw it as an opportunity. So I was focused on the process. So anytime you're going through challenges in your life, focus on the process, not the outcome. Anytime you're eager to start a new project or you want to start a new business, don't focus on the outcome. It's none of your business. Focus on the process. Focus on your journey. Once you focus on the process, believe me, the outcome will work out. Imagine if when I wanted to start Connect with Eleanor and I was worrying about so many things. What will people say? Blah, 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 blah. I don't think I would get to this point if I was focused on the outcome. But I was so invested in the process. Another thing that I would say is that leverage the power of yet feedback. You have to leverage on that power of feedback. A lot of people will criticize you, but take their criticism as an opportunity to learn. Don't take it as, how do I put it? This person is just trying to bring me down with their negativity. Take it, thank you so much, and then try to sit down with, regardless of what it is, celebrate yourself. Celebrate your small wins. Probably you worked on that project, and even though it didn't turn out the way you wanted to, but at least you had that courage. I remember the first time I held the mic to sing. I was literally shaking. But then I thank God that at least I was able to minister to people. So I gained confidence from that, and that was how I started. So many things that I've learned to do now, I did not do it from the place of seeing myself less or seeing those things that I learned as something small. I celebrated myself. I took it like, yes, I am talented because I worked hard. I put in effort. Another thing that I would say is that surround yourself with growth-minded people. Believe me, it is very important. For a very long time, I've not been intentional about my circle. But then over time, I realized that if you have the wrong set of people around you, you won't grow. But if you have people that will be like, wow, you're doing well, you can do it. Believe me, you'll be motivated enough to work on yourself. So don't make the same mistake I did. Be intentional about people that is around you. If you are with people that have a fixed mindset, they will discourage you. They will tell you can't do it. But if you are with people with growth mindset, they will say do it. Even if you fail, we will still support you. That is the power of having a growth mindset. Especially in marriages, in relationships, you have to adjust and readjust. A particular pastor said marriage is summarized in one word: adjustment. You have to adjust. But if you don't have a growth mindset, how do you want to cope with somebody that is entirely different from you? In your workplace, how do you want to work with people with different mindsets if you cannot have a growth mindset and you're willing to learn from them? Those are the things you need to be intentional about. So thank you so much, guys, on watching today's episode of Connect with Eleanor. I want you to be intentional in your life, in your relationship. I'm still going to talk about it in details. Mindset in relationships, mindset when it comes to depression. We're going to discuss it in detail. But this is just to set a foundation that there are two kinds of mindsets that determine how far people go in life, which is the fixed mindset and the growth mindset. From today henceforth, I don't want to hear anything like I can't do it from your mouth. You have to be intentional. Yes, you have to be intentional. I will tell yourself that I can do it. I will try. I will keep making an effort till I keep improving. Consistency is the key to mastery. So I hope you guys will keep working on yourself. I love you guys so much. I celebrate you. I hope you have a wonderful December ahead. I will see you in the next episode. Bye. Keep growing. Keep growing. Keep working on yourself. Remember, have a growth mindset. Consistency is the key to mastery.